It was early morning in Tipp City, Ohio, the kind of neighborhood where people leave their porch lights on overnight, where nothing really ever feels out of place. Until that morning, a call came into 911. A man on the other end said his wife had been shot. He said someone had broken into their home, that his children were still inside, sleeping. But within hours, investigators would begin to question something fundamental about that call. Not just what was said, but whether any of it was true. Before this became a case, before headlines, charges, or court dates, there was just a family. Ashley Flynn was 37 years old. Ash worked as a teacher. She coached volleyball. Her life was structured around routine lesson plans, practices, school events, and coming home to her daughters. People who knew her didn't describe her in dramatic terms. They described her as steady, reliable, the kind of person you don't worry about, because she always seemed okay. Her husband, Caleb Flynn, had a different kind of presence. Years earlier, he had appeared on American Idol. Later, he became a worship leader. He spoke in front of people, led services, built a reputation that, to many, suggested trust and character. From the outside, nothing about their life suggested danger. But the truth about most cases like this is that the outside rarely tells the full story. February 16, 2026. Early morning hours. Inside the house, everything would have appeared normal. No signs of disruption. No warning. At some point during that morning, Ashley Flynn was shot twice, both shots to the head. There are moments in investigations where everything changes in an instant. This was one of them. But what came next is what would define the entire case. A 911 call. Her husband reported a home invasion, said someone had entered the house, that there had been violence, that his wife was down, and that his children were still inside, unharmed, sleeping. When first responders arrived, they moved with urgency. They checked the house. They secured the scene. They confirmed what had already happened. Ashley Flynn was gone. And very quickly, something about the scene began to feel off. Crime scenes tell stories, not through words, but through details, small things, the kind most people would never notice. Investigators began looking at everything. Entry points, movement through the home, the position of objects, the placement of the body, and what they found didn't align with a forced intrusion. There was no clear sign that someone had broken in, no consistent path showing how an intruder moved through the house, no urgency in the way things had been disturbed. Instead, it looked controlled, almost intentional, like someone had tried to create the appearance of a crime, rather than react to one. Forensic analysis added another layer. The trajectory of the bullets, the blood patterns, the lack of defensive indicators. Each piece began to narrow the possibilities. And as those possibilities narrowed, so did the list of potential suspects. 3 days. That's how long it took for the case to change direction completely. Caleb Flynn was arrested. The man who made the call. The man who reported the crime. Now accused of committing it. Prosecutors alleged that the entire scene had been staged. That the story of a home invasion was fabricated. That what happened inside that house was deliberate, planned, and personal. The charges reflected that. Aggravated murder. Multiple counts of murder. Tampering with evidence. Witness intimidation. Each one adding weight to the case being built against him. Still, he pleaded not guilty. Now, the case enters a phase where facts become arguments, where evidence is no longer just collected, but challenged. A trial has been scheduled. Two sides will present two very different versions of the same events. One built on forensic interpretation and reconstruction, the other focused on doubt, gaps, and alternative explanations. This is where cases like this are decided, not at the scene, but in a courtroom, where every detail is examined, and every assumption is tested. But beyond all of that, there's something that remains constant. Ashley Flynn is gone. Her children will grow up with questions that may never fully be answered. A home that once represented safety is now tied to something else entirely, and a community that believed it knew this family is now forced to reconsider everything it thought it understood. Support has poured in. Money has been raised. People have shared memories. But none of it changes what happened. Some cases are difficult because of what we don't know. Others are difficult because of what we might already understand. This is one of those cases. Because if the allegations are true, then this wasn't random. It wasn't unpredictable. It happened inside a place that was supposed to be safe. Follow for more real, in-depth true crime stories and for updates as this case unfolds in court.